Greetings, everyone. It is that time of week again. I'm Ron. That's Joe. And this is Wild and Weird Radio Live.
And that right there is the Sky Daddy, because LW Marshall kicked the door open as soon as he got in the chat. How you doing, LW? Thank you, sir. We greatly appreciate that. We've got James Nelson in the house. We've got Donna Ho, Teresa's Haunted History. There's us. We got Ada Cox, LR in the house. Lisa, what's going on, family? Terry McCullough, what's going on, buddy? Finding the Trackway. And who we got trying to get through everybody here. Larry Hose is in the house. Happy Thursday. Jen's in the house. We got Scott Holbrook. That's right, man. He came in hot. He came in burning hot. The executive producer, Adam Good's in the house. Pat's on time. Pat's on time. Then we've got Seth from Wild Sage Felt. He's here hanging out with us too. And Spook Fest is in the house. We got a full house starting off right off the bat. Good to have you guys here. Good to have you guys here. Yeah, that's right. It's the LMDs. It's the Ron and Joe LMDs. That's
funny.
It's because, you know, the real Ron and Joe are out busy, and now you guys have heard, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they've heard by now. I mean, I would think, right? I think you guys have heard.
I think so.
I would say
at least most of them.
Yeah, I believe they have. Have you heard? Any of you? No.
Nancy White just jumped in. What's going on, Nancy?
All right, good to go. Good to go. Joe, roll out the welcome mat.
You got it. All right, guys, remember this show is free and remains free, with no Patreon, no craziness, no give me coffee, give me a burger, give me a whatever. Just give us a high five next time you see us, because everybody who's in the chat right now, essentially the executive producers, Adam Good, LW Marshall, Teresa of Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State, Larry Hose, Ada Cox, Nancy White, Scott Holbrook, Lisa, Finding the Trackway, Tommy Swigger, Pat, Seth, Beans, Small Town Monsters, Eyes in the Woods, James Nelson, and we cannot forget the super chatters with all of those awesome super stickers you throw up in there. Deuster himself, Dewey Edwards, he has been busy on a bunch of lives, and it's we're gonna have to check in on him, make sure he's still kicking with us. Spooky Appalachia, Chains Craig, Travis Arednick, Jeffrey Steele, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots, Bigfoot, Littlefoot, Terry Summerfield, Sarah Ramsey, Julie Bug, Donna Ho, Angie Breeden, Jen Clower, Jamie Snell, Ike the Fob Daddy Fobber, Ashley Hilt of On Wednesdays We Talk Weird, Lotus Flower, Wendy the Pooh Bear, and Asher's Creation. There's our lineup, guys. That is the folks who keep this show rolling and free for eons and eons to come. And we've had a few of you guys roll in while I was doing that. Nancy White, thank you so much. Let me get up into the stuffs here. There we go. We've got Ada Cox coming in with another big one there. Thank you, Ada. You as well are amazing. And Lisa said, hold the door, guys.
Hold
Thank
down
you.
the
Thank you.
hold
Thank
down
you,
the fort
guys.
there for a second. Thank you, guys. I'll be right back. Hang on. I'll be right back.
You
Joe,
got it.
hold down the fort.
You got it. So, guys, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. It has been a crazy, crazy bit here at Wild and Weird Radio. And you guys, I'm telling you, I've been working on your Bigfoot workshop. Okay. Um, I have a schedule right now that was sent to me, so that way we can pick some dates, and I'm gonna try to pick. I'm gonna go back and like retroactively look through good weather and see historically which of the 3 dates we've got on the table that will have the best weather historically. But as you saw last year, those of you guys who came out to the Bigfoot workshop, we kicked those bad boys off rain or shine. We had a full-blown thunderstorm, and it was awesome being able to do it with the weather there and being able to be under a shelter. You know, we will have a shelter so that it's not going to be any kind of issue there. But yes, yes. There will be some cover, and we will be having a good old time. Yeah, Pat. I think Ron disappeared. He had to go find the uke, and said no, he doesn't. Hey, he's got to get those songs. You know, there's no other way that we get all this awesome background music set up. The all the scoring that goes in behind the animations. The next one's probably going to be ukulele, guys. It's got to be crisp. Okay. Oh, let's see who we got. LW says Bigfoot work, dude. You're going to love the Bigfoot workshop, man. You will have an absolute ball. And then, woo, Bigfoot guarantee. I'm not going to say no. Actually, you know what? Yeah, there will be. That might give us a better chance of not having anything happen. Because the last few things we've done, we've said, might not be anything happen, and it's hit the fan. Spookfest says Mothman's real. Yes, indeed. Oh, who else? Oh, Nikki Bennett. Nikki Bennett's in the house. What's going on, Nikki? Good to have you. Glad to see you back in here. We got where's Brandy? Anybody seen Brandy? I'm gonna have to shoot Brandy a message. Yeah, I don't see Brandy in the chat anywhere. I have to get a hold of her real quick. Then Trackway said, yes, Pat, I bought yards of Velcro just for Fire Me Boys. Oh man, it's a good thing we're gonna have EMTs on site there, huh, guys? But you all have a really good time with that, I'm sure. The Bigfoot workshop's always a hit. Then we've got a lot going on, guys. There's a lot going on. Oh yeah, unfortunate announcement. Since we have a full crowd right now, we unfortunately will not be able to make it this weekend to the Withville UFO Festival. We're really bummed about it because we've been there since year 1 and we've supported it really heavily. We're still promoting for it, guys. Go. We are neck deep in stuff, and it's just unfortunately not going to be something we're going to be able to make this year. But next year we will be there. And yeah, so just go check them out, hang out with them, enjoy it, because it really is an amazing time. There's tons of great vendors that show up, tons and tons of just great people. It reminds you of some of like Ohio Bigfoot Festival with the UFO crowd. Like, you know how with some of you guys who go to Mothman, you've got the pop culture aspects of it, people who are just there because they think it's fun, and you have people who are really, really into the topic as well. OBC is more people who are into the Bigfoot phenomena, and Withville is the equivalent of that for UFOs. It's 90% of the people who show up there are into the phenomena. So go check that out. Go have fun with them this weekend. And like Trackway says, break that button. Let's set a new record. Last week we blew it up. Get out there and do the same again, because that really, really helped us out in the runnings. And remember, subscribe, obey. Go mash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because there are some things that you are definitely going to want to see coming up. And let's see, Adam, time for more lessons with the sensei. Yes, you need to go get some meditation lessons with Adam. He's phenomenal at that. Brandon Wills has joined the stage. You got the Mountain Dude shirt. I've been seeing that advertised online the last few days, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I've had it for a while. I just keep forgetting to wear it.
It's a really, really cool shirt. I've thought about getting it a couple times, but now that I see it in person, I'm gonna have to get one. Yes, click the heart button, hit the charade or the celebration button, laugh, but whatever you want to do. All those reactions really, 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 really help boost things, and it's something that you can do real quick and easy, and it keeps everything all on the up and up moving forward. LW says he's also looking to the workshop at Monster Fest 2. That's going to be another really good time. We're going to be doing basically we're going to have all of our gear out, and we're going to show you guys how we do what we do and what does what and why.
I'm not even sure we know what we do. How we do what we do.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So Brandon popped in.
Brandon.
We've got Brandon back on deck.
Welcome.
Donna says, "Hey there, Brandon. We missed you." Pat says, "Brandon lives." I'm surprised Brandon doesn't match the red on his dude because he has been at the beach for the last week.
Not bad, Brandon.
Sunscreen.
I know.
Sunscreen.
Not bad.
See, I don't need sunscreen. I need white paint. That's why I just put white latex paint all over my body, and then I'm set.
SPF 3000.
Yeah.
9,000.
It's over 9,000.
Yeah, there you go. 9,000. That's what you want. That's hilarious.
Oh man. So remember, guys, break the heart button. Go crush all those things. Also, another thing that we want to ask you guys to do from here on out, like when you jump on the show, go share it over on Facebook for us, because the mob bosses over there in Facebook land are really throttling everything, and not just on videos and stuff like that, but like they won't let us post unless it's to our business page.
Well,
like,
it's not just that. They did away with all third-party apps.
Yeah.
Period. So basically they're not gonna partner. I think they're probably gonna have their own service. I'll be honest with you. That's what
they're probably gonna. They've been betaing that for years.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what's gonna happen. But for right now, we can't do StreamYard over there. So if you guys want to stay up to date with what's going on, please be here. I mean, just sub to the YouTube.
And you can always share the YouTube link over there, though.
Yes.
You can go grab the YouTube link and you can share it over there.
Yes.
And but things like StreamYard, Twitch, etc., they've cut ties with all those.
Yeah, we can't. We can't see you if you actually are over there typing or whatnot. We can't see that. We can only see if you're on YouTube.
Well, that's weird. That explains why I can't post the link to our Twitter page right now.
Yep.
Probably.
I'm wondering what's wrong with it.
Huh. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I think there's a lot of them doing that.
Pat says you got zucked. Yes, that is the
case.
Pretty
much.
Then who else is going to be at Monster Fest, by the way? I told him about not being able to make it to Withville.
Okay.
Told him to go check it out because it's a great show, but we unfortunately won't be able to make it this year. But who else is going to be at Monster Fest? Because we're 100%. We'll be there.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
Speaking of Withville, we drove past there and I actually saw an advertisement for it, so that was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, they're heavy. Withville, the town of Withville,
they get behind them
and actually help sponsor.
Yeah, they really do. They get behind them, and that's so awesome to see because that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, you've got Point Pleasant and you have Withville.
Yeah,
and I think where the Hodag Festival's at, that one out in
Rhinelander, right?
Rhinelander.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Those are the only three towns that I know really, really stand behind and push for the event to get larger.
Yeah, it's true. And I saw where one town actually took someone's event, so that's kind of
messed up. Yeah, Frogman.
That's right.
Frogman got
really messed
up. Loveland, the town of Loveland, decided, and they even stole the name and everything. It's going to be a hot mess.
Bad. Yeah, it's bad. It's not
like some legality issues.
Pat says, I don't
Yeah.
go to Ohio.
I don't go to Ohio. Is what? Okay.
Tom jumped in.
I'm sure there's
What's
a
going on,
reason.
Tommy?
I'm trying to find the.
So does Pat have a warrant in Ohio? Is that what
I
he's trying
think
to
he
say?
might. That's
Dude,
what
for
was
years
just
I
trying
didn't go to
hear.
Virginia because I had a warrant in Virginia.
Oh, wow.
So if
Speeding
I had to
ticket?
drive south, I went down through Jellicoe Mountain through Tennessee and went south
That is true.
because
He
I
did.
had a warrant in
He
Virginia.
did. He
Took a
did do
really
that.
long way.
Yep.
Let's
I
see.
did.
We have
Breaking the law.
we
breaking
have a
the law.
bunch of guests that'll be there. Actually, we have Jim Harold, we have Ken Gerhard, we have Paul Bartholomew, we have Forrest Burgess, Scott Philbrook, Ryan Sprague, Jason Hewlett, Lyle Blackburn, the voice of early STM, Shania Steinigus, Mike Ann, Amy Boo, Jeremiah Byron. Sorry, Jeremiah, I got your name wrong there for a second. Crypto Campfire, us, and Sasquatch Experience and Team Spectre. That's who's on the guest list as of
nice.
right now. So
That's
there's
a pretty acclaimed list.
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
and of course, meet the crew over there. Old Mr. Seth Breedlove and Alexander and Heather, Mark, Eli, Courtney, Aaron, Zach, Jason, and Tyler. Make sure that you go up and say hi to Eli and make him feel special.
Oh, I want to rant for a second since we're talking about Wytheville. So, when we got through Wytheville, I noticed the gas was $2.88, and as soon as we hit West Virginia, $3.53.
Always is. That's constant.
Yeah, we've got an excessively high gas tax here.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid.
LW says, I'm friends with Jim Harold, so I'm one Kentucky boy who doesn't tell Ohio jokes. Oh, man.
I talked to Jim a couple of times on Twitter, and he's pretty nice.
He's a really down-to-earth guy. I mean, he was one of the first podcasters ever.
Yeah, he was
not just in the
paranormal
arena. Not just in the paranormal arena. He was one of the very first podcasters ever.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, his show count is ridiculous.
Yeah, he started back in like 2007, I think.
Yeah, maybe it was like 2006, 2007.
I could remember seeing his someone post his shows. This is how long ago it was. It was on a paranormal forum back in the day.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Pat says, I have a philosophical difference with Ohio. They think it's their river. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh gosh.
That chemical plant that's getting ready to dump all of its reuse water. Yeah, they're wanting to dump it straight in the river.
Oh yeah? Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man. It's going to be it's a huge ecological nightmare. Yeah,
and it's like there's an argument over which states' EPA laws they're going to have to adhere to.
Wow, you guys, I don't know if these numbers are right, but according to this, you've already hit like 1,400 reactions. That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, they've been blowing it up.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's really impressive.
I've got the YouTube. I've actually have the actual YouTube video up over on the other side of this screen, and like I can see the little things blipping up in the corner.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's wow.
And I haven't been the one mashing them this time.
Yeah, that's amazing.
This is all of them.
Wow, that's awesome, guys. Keep it going. Keep it going.
You guys are great.
Just checking the overview. Looking good.
Oh man.
Anyway, there's all kinds of stuff happening.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff happening. And tonight's show pretty much is just a kind of come on and tell your account and let's see how similar they are to other people's, because there does seem to be this perception versus reality thing going on out there, don't you think? Kind of like, how we kind of see things differently when it comes to these sightings and whatnot, but there's still similarity there. There's something there that's still got this, this familiarity to it.
What's going on, Jen?
Destroy the heart buttons. You guys are funny. That's good.
What an anaphylactic shock.
That's funny.
Pat says, how hard is it to not dump filth into the environment? Apparently very difficult. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Here's why they do it. It's because it's easier than shipping it out. They can just dump it straight in the river instead of paying someone to get rid of it for them. That's why they do it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Eyes in the Woods said, many of us agree the veil is thinning into the similarities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's a lot of similarities in certain things and, perceptions as far as it goes. We could be dealing with the same thing. I'm bringing this up because, once again, Tucker Carlson made an astonishing announcement this week, if you haven't seen it, claiming that UAPs are piloted by spiritual beings. Now, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with that hypothesis straight up. Spiritual being wouldn't need a UAP.
No.
Right?
That's like saying you see birds flying airplanes.
That's where I'm getting at. So he's not entirely wrong. He's just he's a little bit
misguided.
He's tied to his belief systems, I think is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, now, curious to see what Lou comes up with too, LW. I have a feeling that's going to change UFO history, probably.
Now, just hypothetically speaking, because this, me being a previous minister, one of the things that I always taught was that we, being a meat sack, are a spiritual being. Like, we're spiritual beings piloting a meat mech around. And yeah, why does God need a starship? Right. But we're maybe he's under the impression, like, because what you said, Ron, like, spirits do not need aircraft. They don't need modalities. No. They just do what they want and
don't even need a body.
Yeah, they do dimension stuff and just there they are.
Yeah.
But when we look at this thing as in, we are spiritual beings. Like, I firmly believe that. I taught that for years, and there's a reason I taught it was because it through every major religion on the planet, that is one of the key fundamental things, is that we are a part of the source. We are part of this spiritual connectedness, the spiritual realm. It exists in us, all that good stuff. So maybe I'm grabbing at straws here to try to rationalize some of the religious people's concepts, and explain them in a way that makes sense, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tom says, for all the local West Virginia, Ohio, PA residents on July 5th, my company is doing to have a cookout. Proceeds go towards the Adams House charity. 100 pounds of smoked pork and beef, 25 chickens smoked. Sounds like a big time. You guys, if you're in his area, get a hold of him and get an address. Go down there and party it up and raise some money for a good cause.
I think part of it is that maybe they're afraid to realize that we're not the only intelligent species in the universe, that we're not really all that special, according to what they've been taught to believe all these years.
Yeah.
L.W. Marshall said that goes back to theology from the Middle Ages. They thought that demons would drive chariots or ride horses. No, spirits need no form of transportation.
No, it's true. If we're talking about true spirits, that's true, right?
Indrid Cold's in the house.
Hey, I like it.
What does God need with a spaceship? Pat says, I desperately want, if I meet an extra dimensional being deity, it makes that little pop noise when it appears to me.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have to understand this isn't a new concept. I mean, look at the Flintstones. We had Gazoo back then.
Yeah.
This is they've been programming this into your heads for, ever, for generations now. So it's really not that hard of a concept, is it, to get behind? I mean, think about it. Gazoo was a little green guy.
We've also had this thing since the Middle Ages that anything we don't understand, we immediately label it as demonic.
Right.
Yeah, we've been bad about that for a long time.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's true.
Anita says if he's not getting the feeling of a body, but feeling of a soul, it could be a spirit slave. Well, her fingers went all octopusy there. Speaking of octopus, where's Octopus?
I don't know. Where is Octo?
Speaking of octopus, I had some really good calamari at Joe's Crab Shack. As you can.
Did you really? I like Joe's Crab Shack.
LR said Demons drives trucks that have Carolina squat suspension.
Oh my gosh.
So you're saying that Demons roll coal, huh?
Men in Black says you big brain primates aren't that special.
Oh boy.
Okay.
How you doing, Blindy? Good to have you. Good to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome.
Linda
welcome,
Sigmund's
welcome.
in the house.
Welcome. Hey, Linda.
Brandy says we are light. God is light. We are all light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Danny also brought up the Jetsons. You said the Flintstones, and Danny brought in the Jetsons because they had a very similar.
Well, there was a crossover, if you remember correctly.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
There's a crossover.
That's right. Hanna-Barbera did that and had that alien character in I think 3 different shows.
Yeah. That's because they're multi-dimensional guys. They can exist in multiple planes.
That was actually a good movie because they explained why the Jetsons lived in the atmosphere instead of on the Earth.
I don't remember that.
Angie said Tony's not here yet to pipe up about demons.
So they lived in the atmosphere because the Earth was so polluted that nobody could live on the ground anymore.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's about right.
I need to put the typing back there. Spirit slaved to the operating system.
There you go. Is it really Anita, or is that a clever AI?
Right.
I'm beginning to wonder now.
Brandy said, what if they're not spirits, but all just living in different dimensions?
Tomato.
Yeah.
I mean, no, for real. It's perception. That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what we're talking about. And that's the whole point. It's like we can be talking about the same things at the same time. And people get so riled up. And it's like, you do realize we are talking about the same thing. Ghost in the Machine. Thank you. Exactly. You're talking about the same things almost all the time when you're talking about this kind of stuff. And everybody wants to fight over it. They want to put a name on it. That's just this. It's got to be just this. It really doesn't have to be just this. If we've learned anything over the past couple of years, is that we don't know what we're dealing with.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
We just know that there's something there, but we don't know what it is.
Donna said, Brandon, did your dinner have eyes?
Not there, but it did at this buffet that we went to.
Nice. Eyes in the Woods says, we named our Roomba Rosie after the Jetsons robot.
Rosie.
Us and 90% other Roomba owners did that.
Yep.
LW says, speaking of spirits, what about AI dead bots? They can imitate deceased.
Gosh. Yeah, this is the thing, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah. Something else to watch out for. And I don't know, man. That whole AI thing it's just going to get crazy.
You know, what's sad is it's going to get to the point one day where before we die, we'll have to copyright ourselves so people can't.
Nah. Somebody figure one of the social media gurus will own us by then.
Probably.
We are not property of the U.S. government.
Yeah, remember how it used to be
like soldiers, right, Joe?
The old miners, they owed their soul to the company store, right? You know, it's kind of like that. It's the same thing. It's just these are all the same thing. This is perception. That's what I'm getting at. So nothing really has changed. We're literally the same as we were. We just have enough, cool and shiny toys now, but it's literally the same thing. We're going through the same motions over and over and over again. I'm sorry I depressed you all, but that's kind of how it works.
Oh, you got that.
Oh no. Try to keep up with me.
Brandy said, "Aren't we already owned by the USG?" I know I am, or was, at least for a while.
Brandy. Probably Brandy.
Anita Allen said Scarlett Johansson's already fighting that copyright voice issue. Yeah. There was a AI voice chat that asked her to lend her voice to the AI, and she rejected it. And now one of the main voices on the system eerily sounds a lot like Scarlett Johansson.
That sort of has already been a thing for a while, because for like the last decade or so, these GPS navigation systems have already recreated people's voices. Like there's this one for Snoop Dogg, Morgan Freeman, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
So that's been around for a while.
Snoop Dogg actually did his.
Did he really?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg actually went and recorded his.
Pretty sure.
Everybody else, because it started off as an SNL joke, and then he was like, "Heck yeah, I'm gonna do it, and you're gonna buy the patch."
I know he did some cards. I don't know if he did that, but I know he did some cards. So yeah, he did do some stuff.
I'm surprised Shaq hasn't done that yet. He's done about everything else.
Oh God, I know, right? He's about like Shaq and George Freeman are about like the same marketing mindset. Tony's here. Hello there. I felt a great disturbance in the force as a bunch of you were suddenly speaking of demons. Oh, Tommy said, so is anyone else a believer in the idea of sadness, loneliness, or a great loss can cause paranormal activity in the household?
Yeah, it's definitely related to emotion, in my opinion. I don't have any actual proof of that, but just circumstantial evidence at this point has pointed towards some form of emotional connection with the phenomena.
Pat says, save us, Tony. Tony won. You're our only hope.
Oh, gosh.
Tom said, I noticed after a close friend passed away, and of course my brothers, I had a lot more paranormal experiences happening.
Well, your kids also saw that weird thing after a incident at school, if you remember correctly. So, yeah.
Yeah, my
And would that be linked to paranormal activity, or would that be RSPK, or what?
Heightened sense of, possibly your mind's just in a certain place and more receptive. I mean, it's still a link. It's just, how is it? We don't know.
I think that spirits can come and do stuff and visit you and whatnot, but I don't believe that always is the case. I think a lot of it's just misinterpreted other phenomenon, but sometimes it's just undeniable in what it is.
It's killing me tonight. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is, man. I'm not gonna say what it is at this point.
Lotus Flower says, ever thought that AI is the creator of physical biology?
Yeah, I actually have thought about that. I don't want to think about that. I mean, that's literally it. That, we could have been created by machines at some point. Who knows? It's very possible. If you think about a machine and it gets to the point to where it wants to experience things and it can create stuff, right? There are certain boundaries. Right. There are certain boundaries that you can't cross being a machine. So what would you do? You would create yourself in another way. So yeah, there is that possibility. I mean, that's it's science fiction, but that is a possibility. Yeah.
Yeah. I just fully believe that spirits are just an energy form. And when you die, it just transfers elsewhere. So, I mean,
yeah, it's energy. That's why you want to make sure you have enough of it, Brandon. Yep. Because you never know when you're going to die.
Speaking of energies, man, there were some really cool crystal shops over on the boardwalk.
Oh man, I know. Been there. Did you see the one with the dinosaur stuff? It was really cool. Yeah, I love that one.
There was one that had some really neat reprinted old concert posters. There was one for like BB King, the Rolling Stones, James Brown. It was pretty neat.
Yep, been there. I know exactly what you're talking about. Used to be a Margaritaville there, I think.
Maybe. We almost went there to eat too.
Somewhere near there. The fact that you didn't tells me all I need to know.
I haven't been to Myrtle Beach or any of the East Coast beaches for like I was in high school, so it's been over 20 years.
Oh man, it's changed a lot.
Yeah, I normally when we hit the beach, we always go into the Florida Gulf Coast area.
Well, there's a lot less strip clubs than there used to be. That's for sure.
Well, darn.
Yeah.
A lot less mini golf places too. Strange.
There goes
always going to be a thing.
Yeah, I know.
That was how I made all my beach cash back then, man.
Ugh. Anyway.
Anita Allen said, we are more aware of it and attract some of it during times of duress because of psychic ability and perceptions we are tied to survival and stress.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, it could be that, right? Because that's when your brain is producing these, certain brain waves, and who knows? I mean, you could be way more receptive to things at that point, I think.
Tony said the Nephilim have too many fingers. It's proof they were created by AI.
Okay.
I saw this thing. It was advertised on Temu. It's a little rubber finger you can attach to one of yours. That way, if someone takes a picture of you can claim it's AI and it's not real.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Someone is going to make a fortune. That's brilliant.
Brandy said, nice. Love me some crystals.
Yes.
Then she asked where you were.
Oh, I was at Myrtle Beach. We were staying at a resort on the Grand Strand. Luckily, we got there before all the tourists got there, so we didn't really have a whole lot of traffic to deal with.
There are always people like Pat.
That's true, though. Like Sam, it took us forever to clean the floors in the hotel before we left because it was all over.
It does
the
that.
place.
It's coarse. It gets everywhere. Whiny, 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 whiny.
That sounds like a song.
Saber.
I heard a song. Oh my God. I just heard that.
Getting ready to play Duel of the Fates?
I think so.
Welcome home, Sanitarium.
It's very possible, Brandon. Just never know. One just never knows.
Tommy said, if someone pisses me off and I think about them, bad things happen to that person unconsciously thinking about what they did to make me feel bad.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
It's always good to have people like that you can call upon, right? I think it is. Anyway.
Larry said, after going to Iraq, I'm good on places. I said I love the beach.
That's for those
on the north shore of Mass.
That's for those folks who were
go get the North Atlantic shore. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. That's for those folks who were helping the show there earlier. I had to go and step away for a bit, so I missed your stuff. So sorry about that. Just that was for you.
Ukulele time.
Oh, thank you.
Oz in the Woods.
Okay, well, I'll do it again.
Wow. Thank you, Oz.
Thank you, Oz. Thank you. I shall do one for you then. Hang on. There we go. Then this one's for Oz, I guess. Yeah. There you go. Thank you, Oz. Adam's here. That's good to know.
Brandy asked who your favorite singer was, Ron.
That's just, that's just a given, I think, at this point.
Well, I know who your favorite songwriter is, but he's your favorite.
No, he's my favorite singer too. Yeah. I just like the way that Jimmy sang songs. He knew he couldn't sing, but he didn't care.
Yeah, he just talks through them.
He didn't care. No, he sings some really good songs. I mean, if he tries to sing, he sings. It's amazing, but he didn't have to. So that was really cool. And yeah, Jimmy was just a heck of heck of a musician, in my opinion, songwriter and singer.
He was one of the first musicians to do that, that talk style of singing.
Yeah, and make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Tom said, I think I figured out who is haunting our house. I seen Amanda's best friend that died a couple years ago standing in my door. She smiled and waved to me.
Oh,
well, there you go. That's
yep.
Now I got to ask you this, Tommy, since you brought that up and the show is about perceptions and so forth and so on. The question I would have for you is, what else did you sense that made you know that that's who that was? Not just the look, not just the visual. Was there anything else that made you feel that? Okay, so the lanyards are haunted. Good. That works.
Right?
I would expect nothing more, Danny.
Danny says, I was making the lanyards and other paracord items and kept hearing noises upstairs. Went looking for the spot and couldn't find it. Went to our spare room where I thought it was coming from and it stopped.
Oh, wow.
Danny says, I think it was my wife's grandfather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
LR says Sammy Hagar is the Hard Rock Jimmy.
That's funny. That's I get you. I know what you're saying.
Anita said, my supervisor is a huge parrot head. When Jimmy passed, we decided to have a beach day to cheer him up.
Oh, that was nice of you.
Tommy said, I felt sorrow and sadness.
Okay. So that's what you felt when you saw this thing. And then you actually recognized it, like right away, that that's who this was. My thing is, what are we seeing, or are we seeing it, or is it just interacting with our, with something in our heads at this point, making us kind of sense who that is, as we knew who it was already.
Ron plays ukulele. Joe plays the didgeridoo while Brandon sings The Sound of Silence.
Oh,
the tribute band is born.
That's awesome. I like that. It's a great idea.
So we've got everybody pretty well in agreement that strange phenomena had occurred to them during times of loss or sorrow and sadness.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people think of it. I mean, look at how much evidence there are in hospice houses, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things they'll tell you. They'll tell you flat out, don't be alarmed if this happens and that happens. And it's like, this is official stuff. And it's like, what? And then later on, you'll go and you'll figure out that there actually is a tie to the paranormal or consciousness studies of paranormal by the I think it was the creators of the first hospice house. So they were aware that there was something going on at that point, and it's just part of it, according to some of the thoughts of these people, which I believe too. I think that Brandon's kind of right. I think it's an energy kind of thing. So does that energy,
I see a spirit, I usually get mental images.
See, that's yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. So is it that it looks like that, or is it that we see it as that because we recognize the energy? See, that's where I'm getting at with this. And if so, I wonder how hard it would be to change that energy to where it looked like someone else's or something else.
Brandy said, I usually get the energetic feeling inside.
Uh-huh.
The Fob Daddy has entered the room.
Ark.
Well, I can tell you what happened to me that definitely told me who it was when I saw them. One of my friends died suddenly when we were 19.
Yeah.
And I didn't find out for almost a year because he had told me that he was going to join the Navy and his family was poor, so they didn't have internet access or phones or anything back then.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to get in touch with him, and it was normal for that to happen. And I was pretty depressed for a long time, for like a few months. And one morning, it was like around 4 or 5 in the morning. I was woke up suddenly, like fully awake. Like there was no like waking up. I was fully awake, and I turned my head and I see his presence standing next to me, but he looked like the 11-year-old version of himself when we first met, and had like a glow around him. There was like I don't know how to describe it. It was like just like a glow. It was like a warm glow, and he was just standing there smiling at me. And I remember he's just slowly faded away. And I know I was awake because after he left, I lay there for a moment because I felt like this warm sensation all over me, like someone had just draped a warm blanket on me. That feeling. And once that went away, I decided to get up and go to the bathroom and get ready for the day. So,
wow,
that was pretty positive who that was. And my sister actually, her bedroom is right next to mine, and she had just been recently married, and her husband said that one night their locked bedroom door all of a sudden opened, and in stepped this little boy who peeped around, looked around their room, and then shut the door. And when it shut, it was locked again.
Oh, wow.
And I asked him what the kid looked like, and he described exactly the same version of my friend that I saw.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Teresa said, I have an increased paranormal activity around me when I'm super angry, but I think that's largely RSPK. Light bulbs don't stand a chance around me when I'm upset.
Yeah, totally could be. Yeah.
Tom said, referring to the specter he saw, I saw Jessica was waving at me. She talked to her, shaking her head scared, but she got words out that she needed to tell her. The sorrow and sadness went away immediately after she finished speaking. So Tommy is now going to be the resident ghost whisperer.
So that's basically a, unfinished business kind of
unfinished
thing.
business type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys heard of the
said, I volunteered for a hospice. It definitely moves your spirit. Yeah. I don't talk about that much, but I've set, I was one of the guys they called, especially for veterans and folks like that who didn't have any family around. And for several years, I would go and sit with people. And I've been there during the last breath a few dozen times. And it's a different kind of thing. Pat says, I prefer to think of the afterlife like it's an episode of Dead Like Me. I want to think of it like The Good Place.
Oh man,
that show's great.
The movie that actually like created the thought that I have of the
don't
afterlife.
Say Ghost, please don't say Ghost.
It was actually a Robin Williams movie. It's called What Dreams May Come.
I know.
Oh yeah,
good.
Yeah,
movie.
That's how I like to
really
think
good
of it.
movie.
It's really underrated, man. If you haven't seen it, watch it. You'll cry.
It's phenomenal. Rob Posey says, after my dad died, my iHome kept popping on by itself, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day. My sister had a dream he was showing her some kind of papers. We later found out a pretty sizable insurance policy.
Yeah, that happens.
It's like, dummy, look over here. I left you this great stuff. It's here to take care of you. Look.
And, that's the whole thing. That does happen. And it's hard to deny that, yet people still do.
Yeah.
So, have you guys heard of that phenomenon where people will walk under street lights and they'll like flicker or turn off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Roberts does that.
I wonder what causes that.
Dave Roberts.
Yeah, it happens with me too. And I'll drive under certain ones. I can walk through. I used to walk through the town of Marmet and knock lights and.
Yeah.
Joe, that's just because you're just full of weird phenomenon.
No, I killed watch batteries too.
Oz is 100% right there. That's literally the case.
He said, today I watched an interview with a hospice nurse, and she said it wasn't unusual for people to see deceased pets, relatives, or friends a month or so before they die. The month before Mom died, it hasn't come through yet, Eyes. There we go. Was in a car accident. She was telling me she knew our old dog Harvey was in her room.
Wow.
Then let's see. Got another one tagged down here. Oh, Tommy's talking about Rh negative blood.
Okay.
Okay.
So you just want to be abducted or what, Tommy? I don't know.
That says I'm not a vampire, just confirming blood type, and people have that ability.
I'm type O negative. It's like a band.
Donna said, my husband Paul wasn't the only dead person I've ever seen, just the most recent.
Huh.
Pat says, I have too much insulation to affect electronics at a distance.
What is wrong with you?
That's one of my jokes, Pat. Tony said Joe is a bioelectric Bigfoot.
I think that could be it, Tony. Absolutely.
You're not far off, man.
I think we know now.
Brandy says, I keep my IT and maintenance folks real busy at work.
You know, I actually talked to somebody a couple months ago who told me that they do that to their computer all the time, that they'll just touch it and all of a sudden it'll die.
Mm-hmm.
And they swear that it happens just to them.
Oh,
I was like, that's not the first time I've heard of this.
No, I've seen it. I've seen it a lot.
Let's see. Adam said he and Larry are going to recreate a scene from Ghost.
Uh-huh.
Tommy said Amanda's Rh negative and she can kill a light bulb and a watch in minutes.
I like to test this with somebody. Just get a few people who have this happen and see if we can make it happen. Just to see. I don't know. I don't know if anybody who's actually.
You gonna bend some spoons? We can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came prepared.
Everybody, bring your spoons out. We're gonna do that.
Do some men who stare at goats type test.
Hold on. I got it.
That's what I'm saying.
There we go. I'm doing it.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I have bent the spoon. I am bending reality.
No, you're not.
It's back to normal now.
Don't be deceived, people. He is a demon.
Joe, let's test something right now, Joe. What's your battery percentage on your phone?
Tony, save us.
It's in my pocket. Okay, so it's in my pocket, and it was fully charged a little while ago, and it's currently setting at it's wanting me to turn on emergency battery saving. My phone's also like, see it glitching, freaking out.
Yeah, it started doing that.
What I want you to try
after we were
put it face down and put your hand on it for a few minutes
by that beam.
We'll just see what happens.
There was no beam. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but it's setting at 17%, and it was fully charged a little bit ago. My pocket is on fire, so I'm gonna stick it on the charger.
You know what you need? You need a pyramid. We need to bring back pyramid power from the 70s. People had
this will stick me in it like a human generator.
And there's little pyramids. Everybody used to keep their razors under to sharpen their razors. Like how efficient that was. I mean, because razors were only like maybe a cent each back then. But yet we're gonna build a pyramid to put them under to keep them sharp.
We have to dismiss the 70s, okay? Because that was the era of pet rocks, lawn darts.
Lawn darts was the greatest toy ever made, Brandon.
I could understand, pet rocks, but I can't understand, pyramid power, sharpening your razors. There's so many other things it could be used for.
Yeah.
I mean, but nope, we're going to sharpen razors with.
Well, just think about all the stuff that Ronco sold. Like a lot of that stuff was garbage.
Ronco Peel was a genius. You shut up.
He was.
I was very sad when he died.
I'm not saying he wasn't, but
I was extremely sad when he died. I was like, this man was a genius.
Ada says, my mama passed away. I came home the next day. That night, my mama, great aunt, and great uncle and grandma were in my room. Mama explained that I had what I had to do, and she said we would be okay.
Powerful stuff.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the people who have experienced it know it's real. That's all I can say about that. But that's my whole thing, though. You've heard me say this before. It's like, and it's the same thing you said. It's just as tomatoes and tomatoes and potatoes and potatoes, angels, aliens, demons. It's the same thing. It's just that the energy. We are energy. That's it. How do we recognize the energy without the shell? That's what it comes down to. And what does that energy do? That's the real question.
Tony says, demons, stop this late night with the devil nonsense. Pat said Joe needs a new phone is what I heard. I'm still like a year out on my contract.
Yeah.
I'm going to, we do have insurance on it, and I've thought about taking taking something to it.
Sledgehammer?
Fixing it.
Yeah.
And then getting it, turned in.
Yeah. Just let your kid have it for a couple hours.
Oh, no, they're actually, oddly enough, my kids are fairly take care of stuff like that. It's weird. Everything else they break. Stuff you don't want them to break, like plates and glasses and vases that are up 8 feet off the ground. But when somebody gets them a telescopic bug swatter, it turns into, Night with the Chimpanzees, and they're over here extending it, going.
It turns into an episode of Power Rangers.
Right. LW says, I'm from the 70s, but the 80s were better. That's right. That's right, LW. I'm an 80s baby.
A lot of the toys I had when I was a kid were hand-me-downs from the 80s, so I have to agree.
Pat says people have been throwing sharp sticks at the ground since before human history. Some guy calls them lawn darts, and he's a genius.
Yep. He was a genius.
Angie agrees. Potatoes. Isn't it weird how we read those? Angels, aliens, demons.
Yeah.
Just drop your phone. Yeah, that's what I got a center punch I'm thinking about putting to it soon. Jarts, just how you trust the thrower. How much do you trust your friend?
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to do William Tell with lawn darts?
And it's the ultimate trust experience. I don't know why we don't still have it. I think it should be mandatory in some businesses.
Let's see how much a set of lawn darts goes for.
What's wrong with you?
David.
There they are everywhere.
So you can currently buy a set of lawn darts for $20 off eBay.
Tommy says, has anyone ever tried an old landline phone to try and connect with the dead? Angie, phoning the dead, Angie.
Paging Angie.
We had an episode on that, but that might have been before Tommy's time with us.
I don't know. Wasn't before.
It was back at Halloween.
Was it?
Yep, it was during the Halloween Spooktacular. I can't remember.
It was the Spooktacular. Yeah, it was the Spooktacular. You're right. Oh,
Larry says we replaced the jarch with just throwing knives at each other's feet.
I remember that. What's funny is that we actually I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, they did that in high school actually. And my God, if we did that, if you kids did that today, God almighty.
They'd be in prison.
Yeah, you'd be in prison.
And she said, "Oh Lord, it's my time."
Remember doing 5-finger fillet when you were bored in school with a pocket knife?
No,
you never did that.
What's wrong with y'all?
What now? What'd you do?
He filleted himself.
Oh,
you would take a pocket knife and poke it between your fingers really fast.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I had a friend who did that so fast that it was just mind numbing, and I'm like, "You're gonna miss one day." You never missed.
Terry says, I think people see real things. I just wonder what causes it. Is it an interaction with us or because of us?
Very good question. Very well put as well. Who controls it, right?
Who watches the Watchmen?
Scott said if lawn darts weren't bad enough, we used to shoot bows and arrows up in the air and see who could get them to hit closer.
Yeah.
I did that. I think that's just growing up in the holler game, though.
It is. It's totally that.
Donna describes the feeling as like opposing magnets. Donna's on it lands.
Yeah. That's the energy, right? That's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Angie did confirm that. Go back and watch her episode from October.
And Tommy says, I remember one time my mother was told every single thing that she was doing in our house by whatever it was on the phone with her. Creepy stuff. Blinds were shut and us kids were listening on the on the spare.
Oh yeah, Nita had it. That's it. It was. It's Mumbledy Peg. It was like, yeah, pirate poker. That's it right there. Yep. That's the one.
Pat's throwing in ghosts. So we've got demons,
keep having
UFOs,
fun with
and
that.
Ghosts so far.
I wonder which one's going to win.
They were listening on the speakerphone and claimed it was everywhere and said that it was Mothman.
Oh God. Oh my heavens. You guys have broken the you've broken the reaction thing. Apparently it's at 18,970 now. I've never seen it that high, and I'm pretty sure
Spookfest says I've been shot through my bottom lip with a BB gun.
Or YouTube has never seen that high either. Wow, that's amazing. Keep it going, guys. Breaking records. That's what we like to do.
So I could put a lollipop stick through it. Whew. The only thing I ever had go through my lip like that, I was skiing and I went through, I was doing a pirate trail and I came up out of it.
Anybody want to ask besides me what he's talking about?
Oh, the hole through my lip.
No.
Are you talking about a pirate trail?
Yep, that would be it.
A pirate trail is when you go to like a ski resort or whatever, and there's trails that are cut off the trail.
Yeah.
And they wind down through the woods and dump out onto another section of the ski trail.
Okay.
So I dipped down through there, and there was a spot at the very bottom. I didn't know it had kind of eroded and melted out because there was a little bit of rain earlier that morning. So I had to jolt to the right of it. And when I did that, I got smacked in the face with some Virginia pine. And some of the needles stuck through, like it was right here. I've got the scar there, but my beard grows over it.
That's fun. Wow. That's fun.
Ada says, I saw an owl this past Tuesday and saw a UFO 5 minutes after that.
There you go.
Let's see. Ada said we had to get rid of our landline because it picks up every crazy Christian radio station and blast you with it. The phone company couldn't stop it.
Maybe there was somebody trying to tell you something. I'm just saying we have to look at all possibilities.
Adam is spamming the UFOs.
Adam.
LW says what we may depend on the construction of our mind. Aldous Huxley said the mind is a perception valve. It blocks out thousands of bits of information if they do not pertain to survival.
That is that's a name I hadn't heard in a very long time. Brave New
Huxley.
World. Brave New World.
Pat says Adam is creating instability in the chat.
He does that. He's like that guy who like messes up the online gameplay for everybody, you know.
Oh man, those people drive me nuts.
Tommy said to Angie, Mom had it on speaker and us kids, the 5 of us, were in our 1800s farmhouse, scared us and her so bad that she threw the phone and broke it. You could hear the evil laughing after she broke the phone. But it's that, I mean, the line would still technically be connected, especially with you guys being on the speaker phone on the other side. So her breaking the phone wouldn't have disconnected the phone. Not with the way those worked. Eyes in the Woods says I bit through my tongue and had to get stitches. You were 7. Should have just knocked me out and saved years of therapy.
Ugh.
Huxley didn't know about mirror neurons.
Huxley also did a lot of acid, so
that's true.
Larry, what are you, Larry?
Well, all righty then. I guess that's it.
Dude. That's huge, dude. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry. This next one's for you.
This buzz for you.
No, Brandon. I mean, I know you try, but thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry.
For a second, I was thinking all you were going to say was Larry.
Larry? What is it?
I said for a second there, I was thinking all you were going to say was just Larry that one time. I was like, this is great.
No, it's not. I'm not done. What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Larry, we want to thank you. Thank you for that generous donation. Thank you, my friend. Seriously, thank you.
You can play the Led Zeppelin song, Thank You.
Oh, God, Brandon.
Primate Larry has made the list.
I'm trying not to play stuff that gets us kicked off the air. Anyway.
Scott said, anybody else have a feeling they're being led or guided on a path?
Yep.
I've been having synchronicities that are statistically near impossible, and that is a fact. Scott, if you don't care that I share one of those, we were talking on the phone last night for about half an hour, and he told me a few of these, but there's one of them. Two of them are outrageous, but one of the two it's in our wheelhouse.
Oh my God, Brandon just took his head off with the microphone.
Sorry.
And it's let's see if he's that's right. Smash that button, smash it, smash it, smash it.
Smash it, smash it.
Like I did that microphone.
Just like Brandon did his brain on that microphone, y'all. Smash it.
So Scott, if you're okay with that, I will I'll share the one pertaining to the big fella. Just let me know in the comments.
I mean, it's a fact. I think we've talked about this before. The synchronicities are pretty much what led us here. So, there's definitely something going on.
Larry said that was the real goal, to have Ron sing my name.
Thank you. Yeah. It happened. It paid off.
All right. We got the all clear from Scott.
Feel free to share, Scott.
Scott has this chunky little baby granddaughter now.
Yeah.
He's going up and visiting there in PA, and healthy little thing, just little precious little goober. And he's up there hanging out, spending some time with the daughter and the baby and all that. And they're in a Airbnb. Okay. And the Airbnb had, when he was up there before, had this, Bigfoot on the mailbox, which already you're like, okay, that's not too far out of the realm of possibility. Yeah. Then he gets in the house and they're, sitting around the house and all that, and they find a DVD, and it's one of the old Bigfoot sighting DVDs. It's one of the old documentaries that's on Amazon and YouTube. And then Smash that like button to pay for Brandon's brain surgery bills. Well, yeah. Scott and then went shopping to go get some stuff. And then when he was leaving, he had to go back in and go check for something else. So he went back and he sees the guy, bumps into him, starts. The guy says, "Oh man," he said, "You're from Kentucky. I got Bigfoot down that way." And then he had a shirt on. He pointed out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we got him down that way." And they started talking. It's the guy from the DVD.
Oh wow!
And so it was really interesting. And he met and talked to that guy. They shared some stories back and forth. He was telling about some sighting reports and activity up that way, about a bunch of DNA sample, eDNA samples and stuff. They're sending down to North Carolina State to Darby Orcutt for that DNA review. All kinds of stuff. I mean, he had a great conversation with the guy, and you never would have had it had he not gone back into the store.
Wow. What do you think about that?
Then the other one was it is a synchronous event of him and one of his best buddies being born on the same day. And then their kids are born on the same day. As they're going in to go have a baby, his buddy's wheeling his wife out from the delivery room. And it's a pretty,
so, that's the whole point though. It literally seems like someone is pulling at strings. And you see, this is where we get into the situation of, well, do we turn to religion in this? Do we look at the data on this? And it becomes blurry because, those of us with faith look at it and say, well, that's God. And then those who are scientists look at it and say, well, that's just some mechanism of the universe that's random and chaotic and it just created these things. No, it didn't. So you have to do better than that. Now you have forced them to literally say, well, there has to be some kind of designer behind this code. We've been telling you that. There is. It's just whatever we call it. That's where you get hung up. That's where you get into the issues. Oh, there's no God. Well, but you just said that could be a designer behind this program that you want to say that everything is now. I.e., that is a creator. You can call it whatever you want.
To call it by a certain name that somebody else uses doesn't mean that they're two or any different.
Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I think that if you could get to the point to where humans, all humans, could actually understand it in that simple term, you might do away with a lot of war on this rock, is what I think. But probably not, because people like to throw sticks at each other.
Yep. Trackway said, I'll say this. The mumbling has become a synchronization for me, up to 15 that I've heard directly.
I heard one just now. Did you hear that? More like a scream. But
I thought you were talking about me.
No. I think it was one of your kids or Brandon's. I'm not sure whose it was. Yours? Yeah.
Terry McCullough says, Donna, my uncle had a similar experience. He died during a surgery and said that he watched as they worked to get him back.
Sure.
So
that happens all the time, Terry.
NDEOBE.
Yeah, NDEs happen all the time.
Yeah, Scott said, me and my buddy were born the same day. Then our first kids were born on the same day. And then amazingly enough, our second children were born on the same day also.
Yeah. And sometimes, it's to the point that you feel that it wants you to do something, right? And then it's like things like that. It's like, what does that mean? Like, why? Is that just like for validation? Is that just so you could come on here and tell you that story, Scott? And then, someone else is going to be like, oh my God, I never thought about that, but this happened in my life. And then, the light bulb goes off in their head. Maybe that's the whole point for some of these more odd occurrences of synchronicities.
My best friend since we were 5 years old lived in Washington State, and I live in New England. We have sent each other the same Christmas cards. We bought each other the same scarves. I could go on and on.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, that happens. That's the whole point. And yet people want to tell you that's just a coincidence. Well, you can have so many coincidences, guys.
Emily and I, we didn't meet till we were 27, but when we were teenagers, we used to hang out at the mall around the same time together. We went to the same music places to hang out, but never met each other somehow. We even had mutual friends.
Wow.
It's wild, right?
Took us that long to meet each other.
Yeah.
Black says, "What is a Temu? Is this one of your primate deities?"
That's hilarious.
I think it's actually pronounced Timu. That's how they actually pronounce it. But you know, we're dumb Americans.
Angie said, "I have to tell you about how I got all my kids. Crazy synchronicity." Spookfest says, "I grew up in the Bridgewater Triangle, Massachusetts. Many firsthand experiences of paranormal and UFO."
Yeah, I'm sure.
So when we're looking at all this stuff, part of the episode's title has perception in it.
Yeah.
What are the odds? Because we know that these phenomena are occurring. We don't know how.
No.
We don't know why. And when it comes into perception, your perception makes up a lot of what it means to you at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. So
what other aspects would perception have? Like, if we talk often, we used to say it all the time. We haven't said it a whole lot here recently, but you got to get away from belief systems.
Yeah.
And just look at data.
Yeah.
And when we're doing that, where the data does say something's there.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I mean, we can't deny that, right?
Right. But at what point do we allow the perception to...
Do you have to pull the belief system back to try to define it? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm still struggling with that, Joe. And I think that a lot of people are. And, that's the whole thing. It's like, I don't think we're going to find answers. I think that's the sad reality of most paranormal research. At the end of the day, I think we're going to come to this conclusion. Something is there, but we can't tell you exactly what that something is, not because we want to keep it a secret and cover it up and, for some nefarious deed or for ultimate power, but because we simply don't know exactly what that is.
Well, we also signed an NDA that we couldn't say it until the end of the series.
Oh, well, there's that, but for real, yeah. Sometimes you got to look beyond the horizon, don't you?
Right.
but
no, for real. Like what you're saying, like at what point do we
have to?
Yeah. Like just look at this thing at face value.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, a lot of people really don't want to look at that part.
They don't.
There is more rejection than anything. There's more people that want to say that it doesn't happen, that it's mass hallucination, that it
doesn't exist. It's all your brain. It's a mass hallucination. Like you said, mass hallucination. Well, let's address that for just a second. Okay. Just because you brought it up. What is more, and I've said this before, some of the people here will hear it, and some of you new people, it'll be your first time, I guess, to hearing it. But I used to say it all the time. I haven't for a very long time. But what's more believable? An outside extraterrestrial or extra dimensional, or call it whatever you will, ultra terrestrial, I guess, if you want to go the kill route, force, or allowing 4 to 5 million people experiencing the same delusion. Which one's more believable to you?
Yeah.
Because if we're all experiencing this shared delusion, that means that there's a very good chance that a massive part of the population, maybe there's good evidence for that too, has lost their mind.
Well, yeah, okay, just go on to that, because a lot of the talking heads, a lot of the big brains out there that go out and they rationalize these things. You've got neuroscientists, you've got philosophers and psychologists that all go out and they'll say this stuff that and this is something that we have to be completely open and honest with. There's a whole lot of Me Too's in the paranormal community.
Yeah.
And like, we're not saying we're not putting anybody down. We're not, nothing like that. But there's a whole lot of people that when you go to a Bigfoot conference, like they hear you've had an experience and they've had 10, and they hear that, you saw a Bigfoot. Well, they've saw, like, they communicate with the tribe.
Those are also called one-uppers.
Yeah. Yeah.
We used to call them toppers.
What was that, Ron?
We used to call them toppers back in the day.
Toppers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had an individual named Topper. But we have to look, that does happen, and not all of them are factual. There are people who want to be included. They have a desperate need to be included in a community, and they desperately want to be a part of something, and that gives them their way in,
Yeah.
So you have to, but the real measure is how do you measure that part? How do you say, like, I know normally time will sort them out.
It does.
Time generally will sort them out, because either they'll fade off and quit, they'll lose interest, they'll get into something else, or they will just basically tell the story so many times with so many variations that it'll start to fall apart.
Right. Well, I think, there are key things you look for, and you come to learn that. And what's really funny is back in the day, there was, when they were doing the original research into UFOs and some of these more stranger aspects of ufology, there were secrets that were withheld from the public. They weren't put in books. They could have been put in books, but they weren't. Yeah. They were withheld, and they were withheld because they wanted to see how many people were reporting these things individually without knowing each other. Turns out there was quite a few. And I think that's kind of, what me personally, I listen for when someone comes to us and says, I had this encounter, I've seen this, or I've done that. I'm like, okay, I'm listening for key things. You were there when this happened at OBC with the whole Mothman phenomena thing.
Yeah.
Described the exact same thing.
Yep.
I mean, anyone else would have been like, that's bull crap. But it's like, I know exactly
you two
what
could
you're
have
talking about.
each other's story, and we never met before.
Yeah, exactly. And so this tells me that that's the kind of multiple validations that take place. And I think that is the key to understanding a lot of this stuff, is just to get everybody talking and everybody on the same wavelength, so to speak, the same page, so we can actually do what you just said, complete the sentence. And when we complete the sentence, hey, we might complete a paragraph, and pretty soon we've got the whole book. I don't know. It's just a thought.
So Lotus Flower says, thoughts on spiritual path already determined from birth?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Lotus. I think that we have the ability to change things. I think that even though we have the ability to change things, there may be forces enacted upon us that have us not change things at times. So it's not so much that it's going to happen, but so more that it's supposed to happen according to someone else's design. And that someone may be manipulating things to make it happen, if that makes sense. I think that's kind of, personally, you want to know what I think, that's what I think. I have no data for that other than, what I just told you. But, if
there's a bunch of scriptural context in various religions that indicate that a creator pushed and pulled on individuals that resisted over and over and over and over and over again. And then
I don't think it ever stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it ever stopped. That's what I'm getting at. And I think that's what you're seeing in a lot of these cases. But the thought is, the actual thing is, what is it called, Joe? That's a belief system. And I can't remember what it's called. It's something, Brandon. It's when you think that everything's preordained.
Predestination.
That's it. So that's kind of a predestination kind of a thing that you're thinking about. And I really don't think that is exactly what we think it is, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at with that.
You have the ability and I'm proof of it, to nix and cut off things, you know, and step out and step away.
Yeah, we're definitely not on, an unchangeable path. You can definitely change things. You can screw it up yourself and knock yourself off that path easily, because I've done that.
and
I think we all have, Brandon. We all have.
Yeah. And then there's some of us that just make the conscious decision to stay off the path.
And then
blaze a new one.
We all have, and I want you all to pay attention to this, and I want you to chime in if this is the case with you, but I think we all have a sign or a synchronous key that we see or notice when we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And that can be anything from, noticing a series of numbers to, noticing a certain animal, that's there, something like that, just some kind of a key that says, yep, this is where you're doing the right thing now. It's kind of a sign, I guess, but it's not so much. And I think that those are signs, or what should we call those? Prompts. Those are prompts. That's the word. They're prompts from this other intelligence, this higher intelligence, at least one of them, that wants us to move in this one direction. Well, so far, moving in this one direction has worked out pretty good. So I can't see anything bad about that. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, well, these things are aliens or they're demons. I don't know what they are, but I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's that simple. I just don't think it's that simple at all.
So Eyes in the Woods says we're all from the same thing and we're all still connected to it. What's so scary? Maybe they just don't want us to think we can all do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you do that, then there's nothing that you can't do. Right, Oz?
Yeah, one thing that told me that I was on the right path is that my friend who passed away used to appear in my dreams, and he would give me signs of things that I was doing wrong or bad things that were going on in my life that I wasn't aware of. And now whenever he shows up, he looks happy and smiling. So I think that tells me something.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one, Brandon. That's good symbology there.
Terry said maybe one person can be delusional, but many times there are multiple witnesses to the same event.
Yeah.
Phoenix Lights probably being the largest one of those.
Here's Angie's story. She's writing it out there for us.
So, okay, how I got my kids. We adopted our first son. He came from Florida. They had to rush the adoption to become because the foster family was moving. We didn't know anything about where they were moving to. Then she says, anyway, 3 years later, we decided to adopt again and got matched with a sibling group in Tennessee. They were the same foster family that had our older son that they had moved to Tennessee and started.
Wow.
Donna says, I was pregnant one day, and for no explanation, I felt compelled to drive to the cemetery. When I got there, I got out and walked around asking why am I here. Later, it turned out, oh, man, that the baby died.
Wow.
That's awful.
Wow. That's powerful.
Lotus Flower says, apparently there are tons of UAPs all around that we cannot see with the naked eye, but they can be seen with a camera that can capture 200 or more images per second. Or thermal. We've got some of those.
Or thermal. But yeah, you're right, Lotus. High speed does seem to bring them up too. I just noticed it said they got closer to the horizon. Foreshadowing. That was funny. See what I mean? Pushed in directions beyond our control. Where will we end up next? Anyway,
Ron, man the helm real quick. I got.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I have the comm. Anyway, guys, let's see what else we have here. We have Angie. Where's part 2 of your story, Angie? I'm trying to find it. Did we get to that one? I don't remember.
I read it off.
Did you get all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Gertrude Allen wants to know if anybody ever used psychedelics and had alien contact connections. I mean, there are people who do that, but you don't have to. I've never done that and refused to. Funny story. I actually had back in the band days, I had one of our bandmates who always threatened to lace my some of my drinks, and I promised them if they ever did, I would make sure that they never did it again, because I was very involved with out of body research, Brandon, and I didn't want anything to disrupt that ever, because I believe that it had to do with the brain waves, and those brain waves are specific to the events that were being perceived, right? Yep. And that to me would have been like, you close that door, that's not going to end well for you. But yeah, he was just joking. It was all good. It was not a big
deal.
There
was the reference you were hitting, yeah, right? That was the one.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
I mean, you could be like Aaron Rodgers and do ayahuasca and suddenly start seeing Batman.
No, I wouldn't advise that to anyone. Let's see what else we have here.
I'm back. We had some stuff going on in the chat. I had to sort. I'm back. I got her done.
The owls. The owls seem to be the main focus to supernatural goings on with me. I think it was to let me know I was being noticed and to wake up to the bigger picture, multiple synchronicities in a short time. Yes, Lotus, I would refer you to the work of Mike McClelland, seriously, on that. If you haven't already read it, Messengers.
Yep. Check it out.
Or watch the episode we had with him.
Or watch the episode, because he pretty much goes through almost
the whole book.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
But you want to talk about an episode that made me rethink a whole lot.
That was something, man. That was a really good.
That was a good episode.
I said, if I dig up an earthworm every night and make it binge watch, my name is Earl, will his friends believe him when I put him back? Will they think he's eaten some bad dirt?
It's a good question, bud. But
it's like,
you're right.
My favorite analogy is, a fish gets yanked out of water and sees a human and then gets dropped back in there where his friends believe him.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So, a couple people were apparently getting booted out here. Yeah, Anita gets kicked all the time, but Teresa got booted too. Listening on my phone now.
What happened?
Y'all are breaking the internet.
That's not good.
With the owls.
It's probably
Miss Trackway. Go get you some rest. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See ya. Thanks for being here. Next time.
Google is very strict about their bot policy, and if you chat too much in a short period of time, it'll kick you out.
Yeah. Anita said, I get pigeonholed into the topper or nutter box all the time, which is why I just don't share as much as I could. People don't believe me until they run around with me and it happens to them.
Yeah. That do happen out there. Well, I can see why you got kicked. Let's not do that anymore, guys. 34,358 reactions and only 693 chats. That's what happened. So yeah, that's 34,000. Yeah, that's not good. Don't let's not do that.
That is hilarious. They're gonna think we got a bot. They'll go back and look, and they'll just see it's these goobers here just mashing the buttons.
I don't know. You gotta watch that for sure.
Lotus flowers. Start looking into the sky at night. There are all sorts of what look like satellites, but they move in all directions. Yeah, there's a lot going on up there.
There's a lot going on up there.
Owls, orbs, and Margaritaville.
Oh God.
Adam immediately. UFOs. Donna said, that's how I feel, Ron. I don't want substances mingled with my paranormal experiences. I would always question it if it was real or the substance.
Yeah. I mean, you would have to. There'd always be that part of you that had to, even if it were. And I'm going to tell you one that's just crazy. I've had people stand before me and tell me they've described the things that I've seen while I was doing the out of body research. But they weren't doing it the right way. They were doing it the recreational way. And they would describe the same things. And I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, that kind of either says that it's within us, right? Or it does open up those pathways and they can actually go there, but they have zero control. That's the bad part. No control. And you don't want to be in those places with no control.
Should I yell all the caps out?
No, don't do that.
Yes, it was a synchronicity about owls is how I found out your channel. See? Mike was your guest and I was looking for anything owls and your channel came up as a suggestion. P.S. Hope I don't get booted.
Wow. That is crazy.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys love us that much. Just limit your reactions to maybe like, I don't know, 10.
But by the way, Ron, we've got clearance for the full Monty.
What do you mean? What?
Yeah, we got clearance for it.
You got clearance for it?
Yeah.
When?
Halfway through the show, apparently. What? Yeah, my phone dinged.
Oh,
so
okay.
If you want to load her up.
Well, we'll see if I can. Let me see if I got.
Yeah, it might be long. It might be too long. It might not.
Well, we'll see. I'll see what I can do. Y'all just chat amongst yourself. Something really cool is going to happen. If not.
Now Anita's just typing like.
Well, I mean, yeah, they'll probably get you on that too. Remember, they got bots that are running this stuff now. You can't.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Fart jars for sale.
Oh God, no.
Randy says I found the channel via Ron and Aliens.
What? I don't even know, but that sounds amazing.
Probably one of your the times when you're doing the sketching or the that time lapse art.
I don't know. I want to hear the story. That sounds interesting.
Angie said, "What full Monty? Wouldn't you like to know?" We have a secret.
Where's
not so much a secret now, but
well, it is. Yeah. Okay.
What's in it's a secret.
I may have to. We'll see what happens here. I might have to pop off and come back on. We'll see if this will do what I want it to do. I'm going to try to.
You should be able to pull it from the email you sent me.
Did I send you the?
Yep, I got a copy of it.
Okay, let me see where I put that. That's what I'm going to look for. So I know I saved out a low version copy.
Yeah.
Let me see. I want to see how big it is.
They need some Sky Daddy rain to calm this chat down, guys.
Right.
Goose Fraba.
Oh God. Where is it at? Right here. And I believe it's in gallery.
Brandy says, I haven't seen a real owl in a while.
We used to have a couple of owls that would hang out in the trees, but I haven't seen them in forever.
Haven't seen a real owl in a while. That's
I haven't seen the ones that used to fly up and down our valley here in like 2 years. They used to hang out back here every now and then. But
let me see if I have found this.
I always thought they were interested in our chickens, but they've just up and disappeared. Strangely.
Well, they normally won't come hit chickens unless they're out like at dusk.
Mm-hmm.
Pat says, I found Ron and Joe first, then the weird started happening. That's true. That's true. Pat says, owls aren't real, guys. Come on. Adam Good said, I found Wild and Weird through Brandon.
Gonna see if I have to delete some stuff here. Probably do, because it's kind of big, but we'll see what happens. Let me get rid of this. What is that? Okay, I want to try it.
Go for it.
Wish me luck.
With any luck, it should go in seamlessly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because technology works that way.
Thanks, Brandon. You're the only realist here. Okay.
If you can't get it to work, let me know and I'll try.
Yours is the same size.
So and you work in IT long enough, you don't expect anything to work.
If this doesn't work, right. I'm going to have to re-render that part, which is easy. I can do that. So y'all just chill.
It says, I found Adam through Wild and Weird. I haven't seen him in 20 years.
Hey, there's another synchronicity.
Yep.
Isn't that wild?
I found the Wild and Weird through the Flatwoods Monster Convention last September. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good time.
Oh, it's just over the size limit. Okay, I'm going to re-render one just for this. So y'all special. You're going to get a re-render.
Anita said, I found Ron and Joe at Withville UFO Fest. I went to visit a friend and be supportive, and they were one table over and awesome. Well, thank you.
No, that's right. That's right. Sad we can't be there again, but no, we'll be back.
Just I found Wild and Weird through Dave Spinks.
Oh, God.
That's true, Ada. Same thing for Nancy.
Yeah.
Scott.
That's right.
Keeping it wild, weird, and free.
What are you doing, Scott? Oh, man. Hang on. You know what? I'm not going to play any song. I'm just going to do the thing. I'm not going to play a song.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Angie said, I met Ron at Flatwoods. I don't know when Joe appeared.
Did he ever appear, or was it more just like an illusion? You have to ask yourself if it's a delusional kind of thing. It may be. I don't know. All right, let me make sure this is the right thing.
Scott, thanks, brother. You are awesome.
I would sing your praises, Scott, but I got to do this.
LR said, I found Wild and Weird when I first started listening to podcasts on Google Podcast before they killed the app.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. They did do that, didn't they?
Nancy says, I found Wild and Weird through Dave Spinks. This has turned into like a...
Yeah.
I found Wild and Weird through this.
How did you find us?
Some of you guys I know found us through the workshops. Some
right.
of you guys found us at Wood Booger. Some of you guys found us at Flatwoods. Which Flatwoods might be the better question?
Quality SD wide. I wonder if that would work.
Because we did 2 different Flatwoods events before we hosted the one.
Oh, I don't know.
Some of you guys met us at Wild and Weird Con.
Okay, I think this will work. If I do low bit rate, it'll work. What happens if I do medium bit rate?
And Black says we found Wild and Weird in the naughty file.
Oh, God. You guys are awful.
Was it in the XXX files?
Exactly.
Larry Ho says, I found Wild and Weird at the paranormal event in Beckley.
Oh. You did?
Yeah, that's when he first met us, was up there at that Forsaken event.
Wow. That was a flashback.
Larry and hanging out with Teresa, because that was the first time I got to hang out with Teresa in person.
Yeah, that is right.
So hanging out with Teresa that day and talking to Larry were the highlights of that event for me. Yeah. Because I don't know if I've ever told this story on Wild and Weird Radio, but they cut my talk in half.
Oh yeah, you have not told. You know, it's been years, so go ahead and just let that cow out into the pasture, because it's been in there stomping around for years, and I forgot all about that.
So they had me and Ron both scheduled to speak separately, right? Usually when we do events, like we're both together, but they had us doing separate talks, and the night before they had us come up and we talked forever because they had somebody bail out on them, and they asked us midway through, can you guys cover for another hour?
Just 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours, I think.
Almost it was basically Wild and Weird Radio Live.
It was
episode 1 happened that night. But then we did the event, and halfway through my talk, they came in and took 90% of the crowd out. They stopped me dead in the middle. And it wasn't even close to the end of my talk time. And they pulled 90% of the crowd. I was left with, I think, like 10 or 15 people out of the whole auditorium.
Yeah, it was bad because they were doing a ghost hunt or something, I think.
Oh, man. That was the most unprofessional thing I have seen happen at a actual event.
It was bad.
Spookfest said Spooky Appalachia and Mothman Museum. Very cool place. Going to go investigate the TNT area. See if this is it. Don K said, I honestly can't remember how I found you all. It was a UFO report. I remember exactly how you found
I know exactly how that went down.
Yep. You filed a UFO report over at the West Virginia MUFON, and we saw it knowing that nothing was going to get done with it. And we contacted you.
I found you guys because Facebook recommended it to Emily, and she said, hey, here's a local podcast about UFOs. You might like it.
Check this.
I found Wild and Weird from a Facebook friend. That's awesome. You've got cool friends, Donna. Jen said at Logan over there at the Hawking Hills. We were speaking there last year. That is when we met you, Jen. I think we had met Trackway and prior there at OBC or some other event. We'd met you guys previously though. The rest of your group anyway. Pat says, how the hell did I get here? Oh, man.
That's good. I like that.
Teresa says, I didn't know you were at that, Larry. Lisa says, I found you guys through Spooky Appalachia's YouTube.
Okay, let me go check this. I'll make sure it worked.
Very cool. Jimbo had a class tonight, by the way. So that's where he was at. I found Wild and Weird looking for Carl Ardo. Says Indrid Cold. I was in the woods. Says I found Wild and Weird through Trackway, who I found discussing an odd experience of a familiar accord on a Awesome. Teresa says, my talk was cut too. The girl ahead of me couldn't get her PowerPoint to play, so they asked me to move up into her already halfway gone slot while they figured it out. Oh my God.
That's awkward.
Pat says that he never went back. That's the truth. That's the truth. They were for like 2 years, they were asking like, why aren't you guys coming up to the event? Well, that's why. They said some stuff to like that Ron about I had to hold him back at one point. And it was about the experiencers and whatnot. You remember that?
You don't make fun of experiencers. It's just how it is.
He was making
fun I'm
going
to say about it. You don't make fun of experiencers, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And that's where it stops.
And then after what they pulled there on I was like, not happening.
It wasn't cool. I mean, it just wasn't cool that, you literally, it's like the old cartoon where they have the crook and they pull you off stage. It's kind of like, that's what it sounded like to me. Intro reel. Okay, here we go.
Tony says, I first met Ron and Joe at Mothman Festival. They were at the 2ND way end of things. That's right. We were down there on the end the first few years.
That's right.
And then when they lost that block, they moved us down to the other end.
Okay, I'm almost there, guys, I think. So that's not it. Is that it? Yeah. All right, it's uploading.
Angie said, actually, I realize I'm wrong. I used to bring my oldest son to that little pet store in Nitro to look for animals because we lived across the street. I might have met you then. You probably did.
I'm guaranteeing you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guarantee you did.
Yep. I had hair back then. That was a thing.
There's pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every now and again, you might actually see some flashbacks.
then you have some post-traumatic response to it.
It's possible. It's possible.
Oh, man.
It could happen.
Eyes in the Woods says, Men in Black, you should try another color. Men in Tangerine might be more appealing. Just saying.
Okay. So, all right. So we're good to do this?
Yeah, we're green light. Full green light.
Full green light.
Guys, stuck around this long. Those of you all that are watching, you're in for a treat.
I mean, you're the ones who supported us. So
yeah. So all you guys who knew us when, you know us now.
You still know us, and you're going to know us after. So yeah. But anyway, enjoy this very exclusive first look at Paranormal Horizons.
I'm Joe Perdue, and this is Ron Lanham. We're Wild and Weird, West Virginia.
We're field investigators and experiencers of various paranormal phenomena.
We're also the hosts of Wild and Weird Radio and other Wild and Weird productions. We've been documenting and recording data for years on all occurrences of high strangeness that have been reported to us through wildandweirdwv.com and Wild and Weird Radio, as well as information that's been given to us at tables at various festivals. Our research efforts have been recognized by our peers, and we were awarded the 2022 Bigfoot Researchers of the Year from thebigfootforums.com.
We're excited to share our work with a much larger audience.
This will be unfiltered, the actual experiences that you see us having in the field. Think you know.
And join us for a trip into high strangeness as we look for answers beyond the paranormal horizon.
There you go. There's your exclusive first look at the openings scene. And yeah, it's probably going to Oz.
Oh man. Yeah, everybody, that was that's the extended trailer. And that's the first time we've showed that publicly. We're really excited about this. It's been a lot going on.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot going on. Ron's been putting in a lot of crazy hours in the editing room.
It's been a lot going on. Let's just say that.
And everything else going on around it is just it's been a lot of work, and we hope you guys really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's an incredible evolving story, as I like to say. And we were talking about synchronicities, and some of the synchronicities are that we've documented so much stuff over the years, and it's just sitting here on a hard drive. And it's like, well, what the heck am I going to do with this? And this just happened, literally just happened. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, we can do this. And just a great honor to be able to actually get to tell the story the way that it needs to be told.
We're not worthy.
Yeah, you're totally worthy. It's
oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies, though.
Yeah, but this is really everybody's like, well, write the book. I'm like, well, here's the book. So we made the movie first. but no, it's going to be really good, and there's some really cool stuff, and you're gonna get to see some of the stuff that we've kind of hinted at for a while. Not human intelligence.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. We've been hinting at this. There's something going on in the background. We've got a lot of stuff going on backstage, all that stuff. This is what's been going on. The powers that be are not going to be happy with this huge increase in likes.
That's funny.
Definitely not.
That's funny. No, but we've paid attention. We know, and it's really awesome to see you guys who do show the support. Like I said,
Scott says door slam trumps mic drop for sure. Agreed.
Adam is actually behind the door slam, believe it or not. I'll tell you just a little bit behind the scenes on that. I slammed the door. There it is. We were down there filming a little bit at one point, and this was before the workshop. Actually, we were getting some baseline readings. Is what we were doing, and I was in there by myself, and I was getting our baseline readings for Inside the Dome, and Adam thought it'd be funny to close the door on me while I was in there. And I'm like, he closes the door and I'm like, oh crap, I need to film that. And I had my, that was shot on the phone. And I went in there and I just like turned it on. I'm like, do that again. And he does it like 2 or 3 times. And I think he really got tired of me asking him to do it. That's why it slammed so hard. And it was just absolutely, when I heard the slam at the end, that's perfect. That's going to be it. And I was like, where am I going to use this? So then I'm thinking, I know exactly where I'm going to use this. So yeah, that's Adam. Adam gets door slam props there. What's your credit, Adam?
It's been a lot going on.
It's been a lot. Stay tuned, because it's a very deep, evolving story. And we've learned a lot. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Now we've learned
a lot.
We're working on putting together a small watch party for some local folks. Cause I know some people have mentioned that. We've got to iron out some details about that, but worst case scenario, we can do a watch party together here.
Right.
And have everybody. So
Tony, he apparently shut the door on a lot of us at the TNT area.
Where was that?
Looks like it's something Adam does, apparently. He just likes to do that.
Yeah, he slammed a bunch of people in one of the domes.
Did
Adam?
Yep.
No, Adam.
Man, I wish I could have stayed.
Terry asked, when will Adam start the good show? Adam said very soon.
The good show.
Then Lisa said you should guided meditation sessions.
I don't think the good show would last very long on YouTube.
You never know.
No, dude, some of those transcendental meditation
videos
are like some of the highest grossers on YouTube.
And I know you guys like to, we mess with Adam a lot and tease him, but he's amazing when it comes to meditation and whatnot. He is absolutely amazing.
Oh, yeah, he takes it completely seriously.
Yeah, well, he does it, and it's amazing to actually be in one of those. If you ever get a chance, I suggest you do it. It'll definitely open your mind.
Seth said, if there's a watch party, I can make deviled eggs. Tony can't have any.
Oh man, that's priceless. That is absolutely perfect.
I need to make you guys some of my wasabi deviled eggs.
I'm down.
Oh, God.
I want some.
Dude, they're banging.
I've never tried that.
They are banging.
I absolutely love that. Well, thanks.
That was the thing I learned
thanks, Tom.
when I was doing my chef gig for Toyota. They loved the wasabi mixed in with doing deviled eggs. And like, I thought it was going to be terrible when I tried it. And I was like, this is the only way to eat deviled eggs now. Put a little bit of sriracha on top too.
the meditation with Adam and the TNT workshop was a trip, at least for me, Terry. Yeah, I know a lot of people had some experiences with that, and it was pretty awesome. I wish that we'd have did it earlier in the evening to where we wouldn't have had to get out there so soon, because like I said, I've got to see him. He did it at the paranormal workshop and, or not workshop, sorry, the paranormal discussion group. And that's where I got the idea, like, it'd be cool if he'd do this, and I wish we could have did it that long, because he was amazing down there. He just led the whole group, and energy transfer, all that stuff. It was awesome. Very peaceful.
Tommy said, Adam is my leader. Rob Posey said, I love wasabi. I use it on my shrimp sauce. Oh yeah. Yeah. It makes a great substitute for horseradish.
Wow.
Wasabi deviled eggs with sriracha sounds amazing. It is. It's mind-blowingly good, and that you can go another notch and put a little bit of honey.
What?
Like glaze it with a little bit of honey.
Oh, that's a neat contrast.
Oh yeah.
Believe it or not, I have not acquired a taste for deviled eggs. Like I just do.
Joe, could you send me the link for the brain scanner? Yes, I can.
Yeah, Adam actually got him the second one, the upgrade to that.
No, we have the Muse too.
No, he got the upgrade, I think.
What's the upgrade?
Isn't that the one with the band?
No, no, that's a different version.
Oh, I thought that was the new one.
Yeah, that's the one for sleep. They designed that one to go for sleep and like yoga-ish kind of stuff. The contacts make better contact because it is a stretch band.
Yeah. Yeah, I suggest using a band. It really helps with that thing. It's crazy. Very cool. Very cool.
Lisa, check your messages. But yeah, guys, I hope you all liked the trailer there. I know a lot of you guys saw the 90-second version last night when Seth dropped it from Small Town Monsters, and it surprised us. We were shocked that he dropped it, and it was really cool.
Oh yeah, and it was pretty awesome. Okay. People asking questions. Gush. Oh yeah. And for those who have wondered, my phone, since I have been doing this project, has literally been in silent mode. So if you've tried to call, I don't know. I really don't. I check it every now and again, but that's about it. And I don't think I have, literally, I'm not exaggerating. I haven't stopped at times. Once I've started editing, it's nonstop. I'll sit here till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, if you've never done video editing, it consumes your life.
It consumes your life. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So yeah.
And
so
I did it for free for years.
But I will be
getting paid to do it for weddings was nice.
I should be back to normal life here soon. So just bear with me. And was it? What is it? The song, Life's Been Good to Me. Just leave a message and maybe I'll call. Yeah, I will. I'll call back. Don't worry.
Ike says bacon.
That time. You know what? For you, Ike, I'm just going to check the top card. Okay. This is just for Ike. Nobody else. You're wrong. Oh boy, were you wrong. It just jumped right off the thing. That's crazy. Wow. Somebody's playing pinball out here. That's cool. Hey, check this out. It's on the bottom deck, Ike. You were backwards tonight.
Ron, you should get a shirt made for the bacon card.
I don't
people
have
seem to
time.
love that one.
I don't have time. You should have been at the thing, dude.
I'll make it.
The discussion group.
Mm-hmm.
They were all contaminated. They were all immediately bacon. When I did the test, they were every single person bacon, 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 bacon. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, you're killing me here. Okay.
I was on my way through traffic hell getting to Myrtle Beach.
Oh,
that was going on.
I bet so. That's never a bad thing, though. Beach is always good. Okay. Here we go. I'm just going to let you guys do this on your own. I'm not going to tap the card. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let you do it. You focus on the card. You tell me what you want it is. And start typing them in now.
Star, bacon, square, circle, triangle.
I'm taking it as a star. Bacon. Yeah. I know. I want some of those.
Bacon pancakes.
Man, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Tommy said, I love that Small Town Monsters believes in you guys and trusts you guys to make an awesome show and how they showcase West Virginia. It goes to show that West Virginia is the best in high strangeness.
You ain't kidding. There's some crazy stuff.
Isn't Seth originally from West Virginia?
He just loves West Virginia.
Yeah.
He just loves West Virginia. And I think it's really cool. But no, you're right, Tommy. That says a lot. And to be given, the ability to do this the way that we want to do it says a lot. And it's not
overlooked. Because we have full creative control on it.
That is not overlooked. So
yeah,
a huge.
We were just told to go do a thing.
Go do a thing.
Do it however we wanted it. We just had to have 12 of them.
Yep. So, so you guys are going to get a whole series. So I hope you're up for that.
All right. I think we got everybody.
We're ready?
Should have everybody. Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say circle just because I never play these things.
Circle. So we've got, let's see, wavy lines, square, bacon, 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 pancake. That's circle. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll count that as a 6, 7, 8, 9. Technically 10. Yep. 10. We got 10. That's a good one.
10. See, that's good. And I think that's interesting because this is that first hit that we've talked about. We talked about at the paranormal discussion group, right? That's the first hit. So we always see that in the charts. You'll get a big hit and then it'll, go down, and then 3 or 4 more, it'll hit it again. If you're lucky, you get like multiple hits. But let's do it again. Okay. And we're going to do this one same way. So everybody drop them in.
Pat said, you said think general shapes and pancakes are circles.
Yeah, you did it. Good job. And that's actually, Pat, you picked up something from the remote viewing, thing. Think general shapes, right? Don't look at it for what you know it to be. Look at it for the geometry that you see in your head.
I think I might start keeping track of who's right, just to see who gets it right more often. I'm really curious about it.
That's what the government's doing.
Well, yeah, I'll ask the Men in Black. Hey, Men in Black, who gets it right the most?
Yeah, they know. I guarantee you they know.
Teresa said she needed Jess to send them telepathically to her.
I know. Jess did an amazing job. That's another thing that happened in up there at that one group thing we were talking about. I forgot about that. That's where we met and talked to. Actually got to sit down and talk to Unseen and Jess. And She should be here because she could do this. What she did at the paranormal discussion group was crazy.
We've got 20 of them in.
Pretty convinced that she can send these things. Okay, is everybody ready?
We got 20 of them down. Anybody else want to get the last ones in?
Anybody else? Last call. Last call. Last call. Last call. Last call. Okay. I'm going to say it's a square because I haven't said that yet.
Men in Black says, we know, but we will not tell you because we are the Men in Black and we are very good at our job.
Circle again.
Circle again. So we got
pancakes.
I think everybody inadvertently guessed away from Circle because Circle hit.
And that's
we didn't get a single one.
Exactly, because you let your brain do the thing. You think you're playing a game of cards. You think you're counting cards. That's not how it works. You have to go with that flash. So this time, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do the thing. So don't do it. Don't anybody put anything down. Get your hands away from the keyboard right now. Every single person, hands away from the keyboard. Do not type anything in until I hit this card. Okay. I'm not going to smack it hard this time. I'm just going to tap it so you can actually hear me do it because then it'll cut out. So here we go. Ready? Don't think about it. First one comes in your head. Go.
Donna's on a reverse. She's a little bit behind us. She might be the only one that
I think she got it. She did. She got it. Yeah.
All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Missing 2. Come on, guys. Get those last 2 in.
Could be a lag.
One more
stuff comes down like that fast.
Yeah. One more. Waiting for one more. Randy said, I guess star, but then square came to mind. So I'm putting both of them out there to see if
go with star. If it came to your mind first, that's the one you're going to go with. Okay. There you go. And that's why you do that.
Star. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Randy got it.
5. Oh no, it's Brandy. I already counted hers. So 4, 5, 6. 6.
6 of you. That's good. Good job.
7.
But more importantly, Brandy showed you what I've been telling you. Don't second guess yourself. When you get that first one, boom, that's what you do.
Pat said the Marines tried to recruit me out of high school, but I don't trust men in uniforms. Lisa said, too mentally drained.
I hear you, guys. I hear you. Well, let's do one more. I'm going to stare at this one, and then we're going to call it. Ready? I'm going to look at it. Here we go. Everybody,
LR, thanks, buddy.
Clear your minds. LR, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. And everybody else, this is the last card. So here you go. What is it?
Let's get them in. See what we got, guys. Keep them coming.
Are we good?
Missing 2.
Missing 2. Okay.
Give it a second for them to come in.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Let's do it.
Square.
Square. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6.
6 of them. All right. All right. Well, terrible.
Good numbers on the last, or the first and the last.
You guys actually did a really good run this week.
Yeah.
Like you're practicing.
We had one that hit 0.
Are you practicing?
And then the others had high counts, so it's good.
Yeah, I think they're practicing a little bit. I think some of them were at the discussion group, so I think they figured out some of the techniques there. So looks like it's paying off for Tony anyway. He started to actually score a little bit.
All right, guys.
Yep, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to call it. I know it's time to go to work, so I've got to head back to the editing room, and
you can take a breather tonight. We got to get at it together tomorrow.
No, I got to finish this one up for us, and that way it'll be ready. It is be what it is, and I'm kind of got used to it at this point. I don't even worry about it. I'm a lot more relaxed now than I have been, so it's all good.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good thing.
Yeah. I'm a lot more relaxed.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know. But it's okay. You will be. You'll be fine.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate each and every one of you guys, all the executive producers out here who showed up in force tonight. We thank you. We are getting that Bigfoot workshop underway. We'll get that the dates out to you guys really soon. Honestly, probably by the end of next month, we'll have the dates nailed down for that, and we'll get those out to everybody. If you've had a sighting or know somebody who has, send them over to wildandweirdwv.com. Have them click the report a sighting tab, fill out the whole thing. We'll get to them. We never know. Might even wind up being part of a show.
You just never know at this point.
And
it's true.
Remember, guys, check out. This is going to be on the YouTube for Small Town Monsters. It's also going to be available on some streaming service, I believe, as well. So remember to go over and subscribe to Small Town Monsters if you're not already. That way you'll be notified. I think it is July 17th is the release date for this bad boy. And
right?
Stay tuned. We will do some sort of watch party, whether it be digital.
It's 14th, I think.
It's 14th for VIP members.
Yeah, that's right. 7/14.
17th for everybody.
Yeah, there you go. But for you VIP members, there you go. That's what you're going to be doing.
So if you're a page member over at Small Town Monsters, you will get to watch it in 4K on the 14th, and then everyone else will get to see it on the 17th. And
it's unleashed upon the world, I believe, right?
Yep, that's when it's worldwide release for that. And we will do either a digital watch party or something, the small group get together. We'll be letting y'all know.
Yeah, I'd like to do something. I think that it's important to these people have helped us get where we're at. So that's oh no, Joe, it is the 14th for the world. It's the 11th for squad members. So yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it is the 14th. Paranormal Horizons will premiere on 7/11 for YouTube channel members and worldwide on 7/14. So so you don't have long to wait. So yeah.
We'll let you guys know what's going on with that. We'll keep you all in the loop.
We'll figure it out.
And remember, pay attention to the birds you hear at night.
You
never know. Stay wild and weird, everybody.
Ain't that the truth? Hang on a second. I gotta find it.
Eventually.
You know how it goes. Come on.
Yeah. Good night, guys.